The FA Cup, once hailed as the most prestigious club competition in world football, but now in desperate decline. The tournament has a rich history dating back to its inception in 1871 and was the crown jewel of English football. A competition where dreams were made and underdogs had their day, but it does seem like the FA Cup magic is starting to fade. A significant factor contributing to the downfall has to be the number of games behind a paywall, the scrapping of replays which once provided magical rematches and provided much needed income for lower league clubs. Also, the trend of big teams fielding weaker sides further undermining the prestige of the FA Cup. These changes collectively have eroded the once magic FA Cup. However, today I'm at Emley AFC to see their extra preliminary qualifier against FC St Helens to see why the magic of the FA Cup is still living and breathing. As always with the videos on the second channel, of course, the main man is here. It is Sean. He's got the bucket hat on from the Sweden trip. If you haven't checked that video out, go and check it out. It's now hit 60k, which is absolutely incredible. I don't think we ever expected anything like that.
Not this soon.
But mate, we're here for the FA Cup. Talk to me about your favourite FA Cup moment ever.
Ooh, that is a brilliant question. I mean, it's hard to look past the final this year as a United fan.
Well, yeah.
as he says, rolling his eyes. But no, I remember always watching the FA Cup with my dad, and my dad saying like, "This is the competition." And I remember, fully enough, my first experience of the FA Cup was watching Drogba score against United in the 2007 final.
Nice
little throwback there. But yeah, there was always the quality of the FA Cup and that run that you always wanted.
Yeah.
To go, and then watching the lower league teams always try and get further in the competition, and you always look out for them, like your Mansfields, or well, they're in League One now, but I remember always just looking out for Rochdale. That's where I'm from.
Yeah.
Seeing if I could see if they could get further and further up into the competition. So that's what the FA Cup to me is: smaller teams trying to get further and further.
Yeah, it's good. It's good when you get a day out. I think probably that's my favourite moment is we had a replay against Cardiff in the third round, and if we won that, we played Manchester City at home. Like that for us back then would have been amazing. Yeah. And we went 1-0 up, and like I remember losing my voice for the rest of the game. It was limbs, absolute limbs. We ended up losing 4-1, so we didn't get to play Pep Guardiola's City.
I never knew that.
But yeah, the FA Cup.
You don't want to go to the Etihad anyway. It's a shithole.
The FA Cup, we are here at Emley, so let's go and enjoy it. All right, I'm joined by Andrew, the Emley AFC chairman. We're going to ask him a couple of questions about the FA Cup and Emley itself. The first one, of course, can you give me a little bit of history on Emley and their FA Cup kind of heroics, if any?
There's certainly some heroics. So the club was formed in 1903, not necessarily on this site. And then worked its way through sort of district leagues and Yorkshire leagues into the Northern Counties and then the Northern Premier League. A whole sub-story, subplot about the part of the club moving to Wakefield in the sort of early 2000s. But we are still here in Emley with the name Emley and back in the NPL for this coming season. And obviously in the FA Cup, which our kind of red letter day was in 1998, reaching the third round and playing at West Ham and only losing 2-1.
Wow.
So the history of Emley is littered with nearly misses, and that's one of the most famous ones. Yeah,
definitely a really good cup run there. What does a run like that do for clubs the size of Emley?
I mean, that one in particular put us on the map. You know, we're a tiny West Yorkshire village. You know, there's 2,000 people, if that, in this village. Yeah. So to be playing a club like West Ham, it's just ridiculous, really. Yeah. Absolutely ridiculous. And there's probably nowhere else on this earth that could happen in football than in the FA Cup. So immediately you've created, something special from, entering the competition at the start of August when the Premier League teams haven't, some of those players aren't even back off holiday or from the Euros, and we're starting with a dream of getting to play someone like that here or at Premier League ground or whatever come the third round.
If Emley this season were to obviously go the distance, who would you like to see here at the welfare ground?
Do you know what? I'm going to be really boring and say absolutely anyone. I think really you want someone from the Premier League, you know, because that would be an absolute game changer.
Yeah.
You'd be on the telly.
Yeah.
The kind of, you know, with our chairman's hat on, financially, it'd be dreamland, but also just that experience of saying, you know, people in this club with that rich history, like I've talked about, like the West Ham game, they dine out on that for years, and it's not about the money, it's about the fact they've reached that point in the competition and played at West Ham. So I'd love that story to tell my kids and grandkids in years to come.
Yeah, it would be a magical story. Obviously, this season, the FA have scrapped replays from the first round onwards. What is your thoughts on that as a chairman of a non-league side?
I think it's really disappointing. I do understand partly why, although if it's going to improve the Premier League fixture calendar, firstly, you should look at the Premier League, and secondly, why are you scrapping replays in the first and second round before the Premier League have even, you know, got into the competition? If you're going to do it, you need to kind of come up with a better plan to, one, communicate it and get all your kind of stakeholders on board, but also come up with a bit of a better plan to kind of put it into effect. I would have liked to have them said, look, we are going to do this, we know it's not popular, but from the first round onwards, when there aren't any replays, the home club will be the lowest ranked team in the competition of that tie.
Yeah.
So if we did get there, we'd be at home all the way through to the quarterfinals, which, you know, that's a big dream, isn't it? But, you know, even clubs in non-league at a slightly higher level, the more professional level, if you like, of National League, and even League One and League Two clubs, they know if they're progressing, they've got a home tie.
Yeah.
And that's, you know, a bigger chance to progress from there as well. It may not be as rewarding financially, so maybe some League One or League Two chairman would prefer to be away at a Premier League ground. But for us, that would be just magical.
Final question. Thank you very much for your time, by the way. What is your score prediction for today's game?
Difficult one today. So FC St Helens have already played 2 competitive games.
Okay.
We've not. This is our first competitive game. I think that gives them a bit of an advantage. They are in a league below, but they'll be itching to make a bit of a giant killing, as you know, we got promoted last season. So I think it's going to be tough. I think we'll win, but I don't think it's going to be easy. So I'm going to go 2-1.
Okay.
2-1 to Emily.
All right. Thank you very much. Go on then. Yeah, sure. Right, the game has just got underway, and I actually forgot to ask Sean for his predictions.
Oh yeah.
See right now.
2-0.
2-0. All right, I'm gonna go 2-0 then. We've got a pretty good home record so far
2-0.
as well. We've seen Hacken win, Gothenburg win,
Yeah.
and we saw
Skeg
win. So you know, it could be 4-4. Let's wait and see. Also, we are joined by Emily fan Jim.
Hi.
What's your predictions for today's game, Jim?
I think we'll go with 3-1 to Emily.
Okay.
I'm feeling comfortable.
All right.
Ollie.
Shoot. Oh. In it goes. Go on.
Doesn't seem that happy to get his debut goal though.
Looks a bit eager, that number 11 I just
We just said number 11 looks pretty decent, and then he's gone and scored. So, you know, tactical masterclass up here.
Ball knowledge.
1-0 to Emily. Chance the other end. Oof. Good save that. Oh. Go on then. Oh. Come on, take your time.
A few moments later.
All that for that. Go on. Oh! Was brave for that. Counter. Interestingly, a ball just flew over like some houses here. Let me spin the camera around for you. 1, 2, 3. And as you can see down here, there is just like netting on this house's windows because they must just be getting tampered with balls all the time. Oh, lovely. Oh! And then there's that.
Camera's out. He's gone.
Oh! There we have it. Half time, to be honest. absolutely nothing has happened beside the goal. It's been very kind of mediocre. Alright, let's give these chips a taste test. Decent, steady. We got back underway for the second half. I was just finishing off the chips. Thankfully nothing's happened. The ref is just having a stinker, to be honest. But there we go. Go on. Oh. To be honest, it kind of sums up the quality of this game so far. Go on! Go on! Shoot! As you can tell with the reaction of the crowd, the ref he's lost this game. Ed's gone. I'm back. He is fuming at the line-up. Go on. Go on. Oh. We're at 6 added minutes and we're now in the 98th minute. The referee...
Technically 99.
Technically 99. The ref's had a stinker.
Gonna be a riot.
And there we have it, it is full time. 1-0 to Emily in the end. Sean? 4 tenths there at the end. Just a little bit. Just a little bit.
Right, you can see the atmosphere riling up with everyone. The referee didn't have the best of days, if I'm being honest. But you know what? He made the game a little bit more tense. Fans were up for it. Mixed supporters as well. You know, I really enjoyed myself. It's really brilliant day.
It's a great day out. If you're ever in the local area, come down to Emily. Yeah? That is going to call our time at Emily AFC today, and I think kind of the idea for today's video was to see if the FA Cup has still got its magic left, and you could definitely see that today. Obviously, you know, it's not the same competition it once was. The top clubs, they don't really care about it as much, and I think if that's ever going to change, they need to pump more money into the competition to get the big clubs to obviously kind of take it a little bit more seriously. But at this lower level, you can still see how much it means to people, how much it means to the clubs, the fans, and what it actually enables fans to do. I think if they were ever to bring back replays, it would make this competition very special yet again. Obviously, you know, the channel has been growing substantially over the past few weeks as well, so if you do enjoy any of the content that you see, be sure to like, comment and subscribe, as we are trying to hit 1,000 subscribers, and I will see you in the next adventure.